Hello and welcome back. Thanks for stopping by. Today's project, we're going to be working on my 1996 F350 dump truck. We're going to be doing some body work to it. It's missing the cab corner, and I had started fixing the inner rocker, but I had gotten the wrong one, so I have the right one. So I have to cut the old rocker out and put the correct one in. And then at one point I had been going through trying to repair the floor, and I just kind of hodgepodged it with a bunch of different sheet metal, and I bought the floor pan. So I'll pull all that out and try and replace it with what is correct for the vehicle. So sit back and enjoy. I'm sure there'll be some laughs along the way, because I am not a body man. Here we go. Okay, so here we have this inner rocker that I had started welding on. When I purchased it, I thought I had purchased it for this dump truck, but what was sent was one for an extended cab, so it ended up not working. I'm not taking out the part that's welded to the fender. I'm leaving that, so I'll cut this short to, like I did this one, get this welded up in here so that it will function. So in doing so, it will come all the way down and cover up the cab. Now I do have cab corners, I do have the outer rockers, I have all the body parts to replace this stuff. Like I said, I'm going through and getting it back as good as possible. If you come back over here, you can see the patches that I did on the floor, and so I bought some floor pans, and we will cut them out and try and get this thing back as functional as possible. It will be mostly a property truck. You know, I'm not going to be using it to make money, so it's not going to be for business. It's not going to be on the road that often, only to go to the gas station and possibly bring wood to my brother's that I cut on the property. It's not anything spectacular, I understand, but all right. Safety squints engaged, everyone. All right, well, first operational tip: when using battery operated tools, it's always advisable to install the battery. That always makes it a little easier to function. Otherwise you can sit there and make the noise, but it's not quite as effective. All right, now safety squints. It's welded better than I thought. Okay, there is that out. This new one's actually a lot heavier duty than that last one. So that makes me happier too. Alright, so need to cut it right around here so it'll match up with that. So let's get that done. That I don't have to do later on my back. So I will see you when I get out from underneath the truck. Okay, so what we're looking at here is underneath the truck. I left this section here still in the truck. It does have the fender bolted to it, and this one here is not set up to accept the bolt for the fender, so I would have had to modify all that. So it was just as easy to cut it back where the door starts, which is right here where the outer rocker would come around. So just cut it there and then weld this piece on versus trying to tear all the fender apart in order to do it. And like I said, this is also much thinner metal than this, so that and this shape wasn't really correct either for the outer rocker. So hopefully that with this new setup, it will be correct. Alright, so there's that. Right here, the one that's still on the vehicle has a bracket that swoops down with a bolt hole in it, and that's where the fender bolts in. This one didn't have it. Would have been a lot of fabricating. The one that was in the vehicle was still in good shape, so I figured I would cut it off here and leave that in place and just weld them together. So that's what we're doing. As you can see here, I tried doing it. I did give bent it down and pieced it in just so that it would work, and I would bend each piece. And then when I was doing the inner rocker, this part here is all gone too. So what I ended up doing is I went and I got, so I have this piece here, it goes in here, it's pre-bent correctly, so I'll have to cut out some sections. It has the channel for the wires to run in to help protect all that stuff. It has the post that sits up for the weather stripping to hook onto. It's going to be a nicer job. Here is the outer rocker. I did have this previously installed with screws, and then I did try and bend it around the previous one, and it just wasn't working, and I wasn't happy with it. I do have the cab corner that goes on there like that, and I have the floor pan to take out all the pieces that I pieced together, just to try and put it together correctly. Alright, so just trying to take out the screws, get the idea. They've been in for a few years, and up here in this climate with the rust, they've rusted in, so I'll end up having to break them out or whatever, but I'll be back when that's out. Alright, so this is fighting me, so I thought I'll bring you along for the ride. It's not going smoothly, so this way you get to see the struggle. And believe me, the struggle is real. Down here. Okay, so remember when I said the struggle is real? Well, apparently forgetting that you have tools is also real. I don't know what I was thinking, but I'll just use the die grinder to pop these off. Thankfully, I've not done what I was planning on doing yet, which was welding all this together and welding it into the truck. I thought I would save some effort and some money by doing this, but honestly, the floor pan itself was $34. So, I mean, I probably have $34 in steel that I'm taking out. So, yeah, I should have just done that in the first place, but hindsight is always perfect. Something you need to be conscious of too is you do have this wool insulation fabric underneath, so you want to make sure you don't set that on fire and burn the truck down. Then it would make replacing the floor panels unnecessary. So I guess it wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. got one more screw someplace on this piece. At least I think I do. Maybe it's rusted itself to the old floor. That's what it did. It rusted itself to the floor. Okay, not sure what's going on with that. It's always something. It's not one thing, it's three. So my impact driver has decided to die. Still one more screw holding right here. And that's the last piece. Alright, so here you can see what the floor looks like. I had cut out some sections that were rotted. This was the floor support, and it's intact, so I left it. Here is the hole for the four-wheel drive shifter. So that was kind of difficult to work around, but you know, I kind of cut out the real soft, most of the real soft rusty pieces, and then left, you know, the solid floor. Decided to bite the bullet, and it was only $34, and get the right stuff that's supposed to be in here. And then I'll have to cut some of this out, and I'll cut the new piece to fit the pieces that I cut out, then get that tacked in and welded. Here's the inner rocker, so that's just gonna go in here like that and get welded down in there. And then this is a piece of the outer rocker that went up behind the door, so I had cut it here to make it easier to work with since I was going around the door. And then some of the other pieces that I have, like I said, will have the channel for these wires to ride in like they're supposed to, and that's this piece right here. So this piece will go in. It'll also have to be modified and cut to fit what I'm leaving in the vehicle, because it's still intact, and you know, replace what I'm cutting out. So this piece goes in here somehow. I'll have to play around with it and figure out exactly how it's supposed to sit. But yeah, so that's what's going on. I'll put you guys back down. You guys can watch it in sped up time as I struggle. Okay, so it's gonna be a lot of fit up and cutting out and what have you to try and make this work. So the battery had died and the card was full, so I figured this was a good spot to explain to you what's going on, and just keep muddling through until it all fits together in this jigsaw puzzle.